everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video. This week I am creating 4 cards with the beautiful first edition Chasing Rainbows paper pad. Now before I start, I just want to acknowledge how ridiculous I probably sound right now. I am absolutely full of cold, so I've tried leaving this voiceover to the last possible minute in the hopes that I would sound a bit better, and I do actually sound a lot better than I did yesterday. Yesterday I had no voice at all, but just letting you know, yes, I sound a bit gross. I am absolutely just full to the eyeballs of cold. And also, it is super windy today, so you'll probably hear some of that in the background, the wind going through the trees. It's really loud. But anyways, let us attempt to get on with what I'm doing. So the first card I made is the one that took the longest, and this was the one that was like the quote-unquote special one, in that this was for my sister. It is her birthday this week, so obviously I had to make a special card for her. So I cut that sort of margarita cocktail glass just on my silhouette. I just found the file online, just like a freebie one, and then also cut that in white. I have traced the back of it on that beautiful iridescent paper, so I've got that for the backing of my shaker section of the glass, and then I've just stuck the acetate on there. And then while I'm leaving that to dry, I'm just adding some embossing powder around the edges of the card just to add a lovely little sparkly element. This is the Sweet Dixie Hollow Super Sparkle embossing powder, I think, and just adds a really pretty shimmery hollow sort of effect there. And then on my backing paper, which is my favourite paper from this pad, the mint with the sparkly diamonds on it, oh, so beautiful. But before I stuck that down, I also went around the edges of that just with some silver ink. I've forgotten the brand, but I'll try and remember to link it in the description box. Here I am now that the glue where I stuck the acetate onto the shaker element was dry. I just take a craft knife and go around the acetate like that. I just find it the easiest way of adding acetate to my cut files, at least my complicated cut files like this. If they're just a simple square or a circle, or you're not going to see behind them, then I don't bother doing it so intricately, which I do a shaker card right after this one. You'll know what I mean about that. But here I am just adding foam all around the edges of that. This is what I always do with my shaker cards as well, is I add double-sided tape to both sides of some craft foam, and then just cut very thin strips of it and then use that as foam tape. Here I'm just adding 40 to the glass because it is her 40th birthday. I've made up this little sequin mix here, which is a mix of, well, they're all from my stash, actually. Some of them are from those Poundland ones. You know, we all got them last year. You know the ones I mean. At least you do if you're in the UK. And there's also some micro beads in there as well, just for funsies, because I just really like adding micro beads to things, really. And so I've added those, then put my backing bit on, and then added foam to the other parts of that cut file as well, just so it's all level and everything. Now, I did lose a bit of footage at any minute now, but all I have done is I'm going to add 3, oh, I've lost the word, oh goodness me, rosettes. That's the word. Can you believe I forgot the word rosettes? Anyways, I have a die set that I use for those, which I will link in the description box. Obviously, they are really easy to just hand make. You just cut a strip, oh, I'm failing so hard, a strip of paper, and then score it at every sort of ½ centimetre or so, and then fold it back in on itself. But when you've got the die set to use, it does save a bit of time, so I usually use those. So here I am just assembling them like that, and I think it's about here where I lose the footage, which is basically just me assembling them and sticking them down, so it's nothing particularly too complex, I think, that you've missed. Anyway, so here I am just smooshing them down. I like to use glue dots for mine rather than glue gun. The only reason is just because I don't like glue guns very much. I just fall out with them a lot, but glue guns I think are the better thing to use, but glue dots work just as fine. I think my voice is going more and more as I'm doing this voiceover. Anyways, here I'm adding just a couple of really large pearls to the centre of each of the rosettes. Those are Simply Creative ones. And then I'm going to add Nuvo drops around the whole of the edge of the glass cut file. Those are glitter ones, and I'm just going to do them sort of in order: pink, white, blue, pink, white, blue, pink, white, blue, etc, etc. Trying to think of the names of them offhand. I think it's White Blizzard, Aquatic Mist, and I know exactly the name of the pink one, but I am not going to attempt to say it when my voice is like this, so it will be linked in the description box below. Yes, it will. So as I said, I'm just going around the cut file with those drops, and I'm pretty sure with that that is the last thing that I do to this card. So that is the first fun card with Chasing Rainbows. Second, I wasn't going to do a second shaker card, but then I had some leftovers of that sequin micro bead mix I made for the first one, so I thought, well, I need to use it up, otherwise it's either going to get thrown away or just forgotten about. So what I've done here is I have die cut a circle out of a piece of paper that I've just cut to just under A6, and then with another paper I used that same circle and then another die, like the next size up, to create that circle border that I've glued around that circle there. If you're new to die cutting, and I don't suppose many of you listening are, but some of you may be, I highly recommend that the first things you buy are nesting dies. Nesting circle dies, nesting square dies, anything like that. They, just for me, they are the most useful dies that I use the absolute most out of anything. Anyways, I just gutted a piece of paper there to have like the edge on my card blank. It is an A6 card blank, by the way. And then I've cut that little circle tag from one of the cut apart sheets, and then also used the die leftover circle thing. Not wording very well, am I? I've lost it again. Anyway, I've used that as well, and I had worked out exactly where the diagonal stripes needed to be for it to match that circle border I've got on the top of the card. And the way that I did that is I traced it and I just made a little mark on one of the colours. I think I chose yellow, but it doesn't really matter which one you do, just remember what colour you've marked and then use that little marker you've made to line it up like that, and that's what I did to get those down. I'm running out of breath here. Cold, please go away. Anyway, I've put acetate behind the circle, I've put all my foam down, and here I am just putting the top on like that. Like I was saying before, if it's not a complicated shape, I don't go with the whole put the acetate down and use my craft knife. If it's just a simple shape like that, just thwack an appropriate size bit of acetate on, that's all you need. Just adding a little sentiment here, again, that's from one of the cut apart sheets. I'm backing it with the beautiful iridescent paper. And then I think, again, I'm going to go back in with Nuvo drops here. These are the jewel drops. And I'm just going to go around the whole circle in rainbow order. Well, rainbow-ish order, because apparently I forgot that the colour orange is in the rainbow, and I don't know what happened. I just had a bit of a brain blip. I do have orange in this particular type of Nuvo jewel drop, but why I forgot it, I don't know. But all the different colour names, as always, will be linked down in the description. Right, time for card number 3, and I really wanted to concentrate on the cut apart tags for this one. I was just showing you them what they look like in the 12 by 12, but I already have a load sort of pre-cut or partly pre-cut, like with these 2 tags here. So I'm just cutting out a bunch of these, and then what I'm going to do in a minute, once I've got these little guys cut, is I'm just measuring here the size of envelope I am going to make. So this I've got up here, this is the Punchboard Calculator. It is this fabulous little website I came across. It's called imjustlovingit.co.uk. I'll link it, but basically if you've got one of these envelope punch boards and there's a size you want to do that isn't listed on the board, then you just type in your card dimensions and it'll tell you the exact measurements of paper and your score line you need to use with your punch board. And it's just flipping brilliant. I use it all the time now. Even if it's a measurement that's on the punch board, I just use this because it's easier just to type it into here rather than try and find it on that list of things on the punch board. But anyways, I will link it, as I said. I'm nothing to do with this website, and it's really, really old. Like, there's comments from something like 2004. But anyways, here's Conan come to help me, and I really wanted to get this little bit finished, so I just kind of carried on while he was, helping me here. But basically what I'm going to do on this card is have that cute little envelope that I created, and then just have like my couple little tags and stuff, and then pop them into the envelope so you can actually take them out of the envelope that's on the card. Like, I think it would be a great card for sending to your pen pals when you're sending happy mail and stuff, just a bit fun and interactive kind of thing like that. So I'm just popping a couple of interesting bits on the tags there. Off Conan goes there. I think I had to go and give him attention and probably fill his bowl up or something, but usually when he jumps on my desk I stop what I'm doing and I'm giving him all the attention, but I really needed to get this card done at the time. Here I'm just sticking a brad in those 3 little things that I've cut there so they stay together when you take them out of the envelope like that, and then I'm going to, again, this is going to be on an A6 card blank. I've just chosen backing paper there, but I'm also going to add a border of that really lovely rainbow card that Dovecraft recently released. It was in my latest design team video, I think, or maybe the one before. I'm not sure. I'll attempt to link the right one, but I'll leave a product link as well. Really, really pretty and so shiny. And I'm a simple girl. I'm just attracted by shiny things. I'm basically a jackdaw. But I added that iridescent strip in the middle, raised it up on foam, put the envelope on there, added that little sentiment at the bottom there. I'm just popping a little star, that's a Simply Creative star, on my little tag there, popping those in, and I think that card is just about finished. So that's just a little bit of a fun one, a little bit of a different one. And with this last one here, this one is very much one to use for all your scraps, all your leftovers and stuff. So I'm starting off by cutting 5, I think, 7 by 1 1/4 strips. I think that's about right because it's a 7 by 5 card blank. Sorry, just had to pause for a second there for a nice healthy coughing fit. Anyways, I'm taking my 5 strips that I've made and going from the centre out, sort of overlapping these strips just for a slightly more interesting background. And as I said, it's just a nice way to use up all of your scraps as well. I think I intended to just make 3 cards for this video, and then the idea for this one just boop, popped into my head. So yes. Often when I make these card making videos, there's usually something in common with every single one of the cards, like they're all a shaker card or they're all a particular type of interesting fold card, but I don't really think, other than the paper pad, that these have got anything in common. But so we'll call it card making inspiration or something like that. Here I'm using another couple of pieces from that cut apart sheet, just those square ones. I really like that top one because it reminds me of like a little Polaroid something or other. I've backed the square ones with the iridescent paper that's got the rainbow stripes on, and then I've backed the one that says magic with some more of that rainbow card paper as well. Rainbow card paper? Oh dear, I'm really looking forward to getting back in my bed, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyways, popping all of those up on some foam just to give them some dimension there. And then, oh, what am I doing here? Oh, I thought the square ones by this point, they looked a little meh. They needed something inside them. So I found some of the smaller little phrases and things from those cut aparts. I've backed each one of them on that beautiful iridescent paper, and I'm just adding those on top of those, oh dear, what happened to my voice there? Of those card pieces there. And then I'm going to finish off with some pearls. These are Simply Creative 6mm rainbow pearls. These are often pretty hard for me to find links for. I always get mine in the range, but they don't seem to have them online. They're just usually in store for £1 each, so that's the best place I've found to pick these up from. Anyways, I'm putting some pearls up the top and bottom there in rainbow-ish order, and then I'm going to put some either side of my sort of sentiment there that says magic, and kind of alternating the colours either side just to make them a bit more, I don't know, interesting. And I think once I've got all of those down, as always, I'm putting an extra bit of glue on the pearls just so they last longer. And there we go. I am finished. Those are my 4 cards. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for bearing with me and my voice and the wind and my coughing and my sneezing, and hopefully by the time I do another video I will be well. I will. Anyways, links as always in the description box below. If you haven't checked out this paper pad yet, I really recommend it because it is so pretty. But other than that, please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments. I'm going to bed. Thanks again. Bye bye.